Okay, Robert, here it is, the single most ridiculous thing I've done in a long time. But yeah, so we have a probe here. We have our radiuses. We could set stuff. I think it's a 2-inch radius. We could set the number of elements, 34 elements. Oh, made my little element markers go crazy. 32. We'll stick with your probe, 35. The beams are right, but the elements are wrong. We can set the start element and the number of elements. Actually, I don't know if start element worked, but we can go to 8 elements, groups of 8, groups of 16, go down to single elements. There is an error here somewhere. My value's off by a tiny amount, and it's compounding. That's why this isn't perfectly straight, but it's a small error, so I'm okay with that. I think it's because I'm going off the center points of these elements, and I think I need to go, there's a thing I do, and I think I need to subtract half an element or something like that. So basically it's not, the array doesn't start from the center of the element, it starts from the edge to edge, and then the beam comes out from there. But no big deal, it's close enough. But yeah, so I could change the angle, and all the angles change. I don't know why these flip up when you get past 18 degrees. There's a square root, and I think it messes with that when I square this something. But yeah, all the angles work. They move out, they move in. You know, fun. But the big news is, we'll get in here. Let me see. If I go, I'll make this a little bit bigger. If I go down to a single element, you'll see, put this guy down at 0. You'll see I don't have these elements squared on the ends. At least the first element isn't. But you'll see even with a single element, you can't actually hit 90 degrees. It's a little bit off. But if you go bigger, so there's that. But if you take your groups up bigger, and let's go with 4 groups, you know that angle gets steeper, because essentially we have an array of elements from this one to 1, 2, 3, 4. From this one to this one, this is our line, our group of elements that's making this. So it's on a wider curve now. So if I go to 8, I'm sorry, it's on a steeper angle. So now 8 would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right there. So that's now the size of my active aperture that I'm using, and that looks like a 90-degree angle. It looks pretty good. These it's hard to really measure, but yeah. So the bigger it gets, the less off of 90 you get. So for this first group, you'd probably have to make a set of focal laws here. You'd probably have to have 8 focal laws to send this beam across. We'll bring this out. Nope, wrong way. Yeah, so to send this beam across and get 90, you'd probably have to do 8 focal laws. So you set a focal law to send it like that, set a focal law to send it like that, you know, and then come step progressively down until you could pick up here with this first group of 8, and that should actually be the angle that you're trying to get there. But yeah, that's my sheet. I'll send you a copy of it. Like I said, I know there's error in it, but at this point, I just can't go through and fix it just yet. But yeah, have fun.